Lawyer Paul Gicheru now hangs in the hands of Trial Chamber 3 of the International Criminal Court at The Hague, after both the prosecution and the defense made their final submissions. Gicheru asking the court to dismiss the case against him, while the prosecution has called for a guilty verdict on all 8 counts that the lawyer faces. Martin Munene now gives us more details.
The case against lawyer Paul Gicheru has entered its final stages after a closing statement from both the prosecution and defense in a case which the lawyer is accused of compromising witnesses that were to testify against Deputy President William Ruto at the International Criminal Court. The defense holding that Gicheru is not guilty of the charges and that the prosecution had not reached the legal threshold to have a guilty verdict against Gicheru.
And we submit, Your Honor, that in assessing the evidence, keep this in mind, because you should only find proof beyond a reasonable doubt if you are certain. We submit that in this particular case, the OTP has failed to meet its burden of proof. The only appropriate, fair, and just verdict is a not guilty verdict on all counts.
However, the prosecution had argued that the argument by the defense had no merit and should not have a bearing on the outcome of the case.
None of these arguments, Your Honor, disturb the conclusion that the prosecution has proved its case beyond reasonable doubt.
The prosecution calling on the chamber to find Gicheru guilty.
If the chamber accepts the prosecution evidence, it must return a verdict of guilty on all 8 counts of corrupt influence, contrary to Article 71C of the statute.
The chamber is retiring and is expected to, within reasonable time, pronounce its decision on conviction or acquittal of Gicheru.
The chamber will now retire and retire to do our deliberation as required of us under Article 74 of the Rome Statute. So the hearing is adjourned.
Gicheru is facing charges against the administration of justice consisting in corruptly influencing witnesses regarding cases from the 2007-2008 post-election violence. Martin Munene, Citizen.